Thanks, Clint. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Keith Bluey Truscott Best and Fairest for season 2019. First, I'd like to also acknowledge the traditional owners of these lands, the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation, and pay my respects to elders past and present. I also acknowledge the past and present Indigenous leaders and players within our football club. On behalf of the club, ladies and gentlemen, it's my honour to welcome you all here to this gathering of the Melbourne faithful. This is a room where I know every heart really does beat true for the red and the blue. Tonight is really about recognising a number of individual contributions and awards for our players, both men and women, thanking a number of people, including you in this room, and to our 52,000 plus members for their incredible support, and farewelling some great servants of our football club. Tonight's all about the players and celebrating all of that. Tonight we'll also take the opportunity to treat it a bit like a wake, celebrate the life of 2019, draw a line in the sand, take away the learnings, and then tomorrow it's all about Operation 2020. In advance, I'd like to congratulate all the award winners. A number of people deserve individual accolades, including awards, whether they have been involved with the AFLW, AFL men's team or VFL. Let's not forget though, it's really all about collective success. It's for only through success at every level, right across our club, together, that we will win finals and premierships. A special welcome to our players tonight. On behalf of the board and the whole club, thank you for putting your bodies and minds out there on the oval, no matter where, no matter the opposition, and right to the end. Our men's team, right to the last 2 minutes in Hobart. Tonight's also an opportunity to thank the families of the players, their partners, children, siblings, cousins, and of course, parents. This also includes the broader player support network, the player host families and player sponsors. Really important to acknowledge and celebrate tonight all of that support for our coaches as well, our staff, our exec, our board. It's 24/7 choice we make to really invest in this club, all chasing the ultimate success. I'd like to start personally by thanking my family, my fiancée Victoria, and all the partners of the board of directors. And on the board, I really want to take this opportunity to acknowledge my board, your board, who are, at the end of the day, volunteers, unselfishly giving all of their time, making sure that decisions made are in the best interests of the club, not only now, but for the future. I can tell you that I've got an incredible group of men and women, very professional, who work quietly behind the scenes and have donated thousands of hours to this club. And on that note, I just want to mention former Vice Chairman Jeff Freeman, who stepped down this year, to thank him and Leslie and his family. Thank you. Yeah. John Trotter, who was Vice Chairman for a number of years and plays an important role as Chair of our Audit and Risk Committee. And also this year to Kate Roffey, who stepped up as Vice Chair and leader of our Facilities Working Group, Mohan Jessudason, Vice Chair, Head of NOMS and REM, and to all of our board members, David Turin AO, along with all of our other directors, Steve Morris, David Robb and Jane Martino, who not only on the board, but they participate in a number of committees, chair a number of committees, and put their heart and soul into this club. So thank you for your support, and I look forward to working with you into the future. Furthermore, thank you. Yeah, please. Ladies and gentlemen, to the whole club, to all of the volunteers, the 52,000 plus members, our sponsors, to each and every one of you here tonight, on behalf of the board, we thank you. To our CEO, Gary Pert, and his wonderful executive team, on behalf of the board and the club, we say thanks, Gary, for your enormous work, commitment this year, the way you've led your executive team. It's certainly been a difficult year, but it'll stand us in very strong stead for the future. And to Gary's wife, Andy, as well, for your wonderful support and how you make everybody at ease and calm, whoever you come in contact with. It certainly doesn't go unnoticed. To our whole executive team and admin staff, it takes a lot of work, and I just want to thank everyone and thank their partners as well. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, to the coaches, and welcome to our senior coach Simon Goodwin and Maggie, the team of coaches. 2019 has certainly not been the year Simon or his team would have envisaged, but the way they've carried themselves, how hard they've worked. And let's not forget, over the last 5 years, Simon's worked and his team incredibly hard to build relationships, build a culture, build a learning environment, and we've seen the progress. I'm just very excited about the summer and what's ahead of us in 2020. Clint's mentioned our sponsors. It's important to acknowledge the amazing support. And I particularly wanted to single out our club's co-principal partners, Zurich Australia, represented by Chief Executive Officer Tim Bailey and Chief Distribution Officer Christine Brooks, along with our other co-principal partner, Jaguar Australia, represented by Victorian Regional Manager John Allison. And to Tim, ladies and gentlemen, Tim is in the process of moving back to London with Zurich with his family. I think his family's already headed back. But I want to thank Tim personally for his fantastic support. We look forward to continuing the relationship from London. You'll always be part of the Melbourne family, and welcome back to our club. Anytime you want to come down under, there'll always be a spot for you. Thanks very much, Tim. As Clint said, we get wonderful support from all of our commercial partners, including our co-presenting partners, IG, Share Trading and Johnny Walker. And on behalf of, again, the club, thank you all for your wonderful support. From the biggest sporting club in the world, we're proud to be the football section of the MCC. Welcome to the Vice Chair of the MCC, Freddie Oldfield, committee members Claire Cannon and Annabelle Brebner, and your guests, and Mark Anderson as well. Thanks so much for your wonderful support. We're proud of the community work we do, and this year the MCC, led by Fred, got right behind our Santa Teresa project out of Alice Springs, bringing the MCG to the desert. Thanks so much for your support, and again, we look forward to working with you in the future. So all of our, thank you. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we've got a number of red and blue royalty tonight in the room, and welcome all of our past players and officials, but including our past winners of the Keith Bluey Truscott Award. And I think it's really important that we don't forget about the history and we remember Bluey on nights like tonight. Keith Bluey Truscott played 44 games for Melbourne and is a dual premiership player in 1939-1940. In 1940, he took leave from his military duties as a fighter pilot to play for Melbourne, playing in the finals, playing in his second premiership. Tragically, he was killed while serving our country at the age of 26. Our history as a club is unique and very rich, and it's important we understand and remember the life story of our greats such as Keith Bluey Truscott. Talking about club greats, it's now my pleasure to introduce, and I'll ask our former club champions of the Keith Bluey Truscott Best and Fairest to stand as I mention their name first. Dual winner, 135 games for the club, Alan Johnson. Five-time premiership player, Brian Dixon. ...168 games for the club, 1964 premiership player, former club captain, Frank Davis. Hasser Man, didn't just play in 3 premierships and has done most roles in the club. Captain, former captain, 3-time winner of the award. Hasser Man. Of course, this man needs no introduction. Ron Barassi, 6 premierships, 2-time winner, captain of our last premiership team. Russell Robinson, where's Robbo? 228 games and 2003 winner. The great Stan Elves, 226 games and dual winner. Big Steve O'Dwyer, 1988 winner, grand final year. And more recently, our captain from 2014, 3-time winner, Nathan Jones. Our co-captain and winner in 2016, Jack Viney. Winner in 2017 and winner of the longest kick competition on grand final day, Clayton Oliver. And of course our 2018 winner, Max Gawn. While Max is on his feet, on behalf of everyone, Max, congratulations on again being selected in the AFL All-Australian team. Thanks, gentlemen. Absolute red and blue royalty. Also, just quickly, ladies and gentlemen, a few more acknowledgements. Welcome to all of our members of the Inner Sanctum, our foundation legends and heroes, Coterians, club chairman, club sponsors, player host families, player sponsors, volunteers, and of course, the group that brings a lot of colour and noise to each game, rain, hail or shine, around the country, members of our Demon Army. I'd also like to welcome the Mayor of the City of Casey, Amanda Stapleton, CEO Gary Patterson. Thank you. And finally, I mentioned we've got a number of people leaving us. We've got a number of coaches, staff and players who leave us this season. As chairman, ladies and gentlemen, it's important that we take a moment to really respect the contribution, the impact they've made, and thank them for what they've done during their time at the club. Now, I'm not going to mention everyone, but first, I want to make special mention of Todd Viney, who made the decision to retire. Todd is a lifelong Demon, 21 years with the club. He'll always be part of the fabric, but 11 years as a player, 10 years in the football department. He's pretty much done every role in the footy department, from list management, recruiting, even caretaker coach to development coach. But on behalf of everyone, Todd, thanks for your care, your passion, your support over the last 21 years. You'll always be part of the fabric, and I understand won't be far away, although he has bought an old winery in the Macedon Ranges. Plans to take a different career path. My only advice, Todd, perhaps Jack pass it on, is not just to get your tractor licence, but if you're not sure what to do, in the words of Mick Malloy, make sure you've got good reception and just Google it in, Google the advice in. Also, ladies and gentlemen, I won't steal Goody's thunder. There's a number of individuals I know he'll acknowledge, but on behalf of the board, I want to specifically thank Brennan McCartney, Jade Rawlings, Craig Jennings, Sam Peet and David Misson for their contribution over many years. They have left an indelible mark on the football club and made a real difference. A number of players are leaving us, and again, what they've put into our club, the sacrifices they've made, the highs and lows. I really trust that you've learned some skills, you've built some relationships, and you can take with you those relationships, the resilience, and we honestly wish you all the very best in whatever you choose to do in the future, and you'll always be part of the Melbourne family, the Melbourne fabric. And just specifically wanted to acknowledge the great contribution and career of Jordan Lewis, the impact that he's made both on and off the fields, but enormous. We're eternally grateful. We've also loved Lucy and the boys around the club, and we hope to see you at games and perhaps covering games for us and the family in 2020. Also, just quickly, Jeffrey Garland, who played 185 games, 78 for Melbourne, and led the goal kicking in 2017. Thanks, Jeffrey, for all the joy and excitement. I think Victoria's favourite player, one of her favourites. Just all the best in whatever you do. To our loyal members, there's no doubt we fell short of what was expected this year, but like all clubs, great clubs, you've stuck with us. And together we achieved a new membership record of 52,446, and we thank you for your support and ongoing support. Just a few remarks just to close, to finish. It's obviously been a really, really tough year. It has been a disappointing year, a frustrating year for supporters and for all of us involved. We know as a club we didn't live up to expectations, and the people in this room have ridden every bump with us. We fell just short on too many occasions. I'm not going to go into the combination of reasons and what's been reviewed. I just want to say that because a night like tonight, it'll just sound like excuses. We aim to be a club of no excuses, where the best excuse is no excuse. We know this competition is brutal, and to rise again, we must evolve and learn from the lessons, from the realities we face this year. We expect to respond and respond hard, but it'll only come through change and plenty of hard work and sticking together. As I said, from tomorrow, it's all focus on Operation 2020. The mark of a great club is how you respond in the face of adversity when you're challenged, how you stick together and work through it. I've been buoyed already by the work led by Josh Marnie as Head of Footy Operations, our Senior Coach Goody, supported by Purdy and the Board. And a very big thank you on behalf of the Board to these three leaders for what they're doing on a day-to-day basis, and I can assure you the club's in very, very good hands. We're in this together, and as I said, the mark of a great club is how you respond in the face of adversity. Great clubs stay strong, stay focused, and stay united. Great clubs respond, and to that we say, bring on 2020, enjoy the evening, and go Melbourne. Thanks, ladies and gentlemen.